you think you're doing? Oh, look what I found in the cellar! Wild thing, ain't ya?
Leave her alone!
I wasn't doing nothing. She's one of them O'Driscolls.
No, she ain't, Michael. Look at her. Miss! Are you...
Oh, you fool! Michael!
Miss, now, it is gonna be okay. We mean you no harm. Miss! Come on. It'll be okay. We need to get out of here, and quick! Come on.
The Wild West, easily my favourite setting. Since I was a kid, the fantasy of being a lone gunslinger roaming the West with my trusty horse and generally doing cowboy things has never faltered. Which is why Rockstar's 2010 release of Red Dead Redemption remains one of my most loved video game experiences. So it goes without saying that the highly anticipated Red Dead Redemption 2 had me somewhat excited.
You're kidding me. Really, boy?
There are so many things to talk about with this game. Some of them good, some of them bad, some of them simply stunning. We'll start there first. Red Dead Redemption 2 looks outstanding. The lighting, the foliage, the buildings, the weather, the character models, the horses, the volumetric fog, the mud, the snow, the water. All of it looks incredible. And despite some reports of some users having resolution issues on the PS4 Pro, during my playthrough, I haven't experienced a single texture pop, frame rate drop, or other such performance fault. The game just runs like you would expect. It's the details that stand out, whether it's the way you leave trenches in the snow and footprints in the ground, or the way that blood cakes Arthur's coat after carrying a body or carcass, the graphic and realistic animal skinning animations, or simply the gun tricks while holstering your revolver. The visual detail creates a level of immersion I've never seen before. I regularly find myself marveling at the afternoon sunbeams or the morning dew. In an era of games that are continually impressing on the visual front, Red Dead 2 seems to somehow raise the bar again. I really can't put into words just how good looking this game is. The superb visuals aren't the only thing Rockstar are doing in their chase for hyper-realism. In the pre-market build-up, we heard a lot about having to eat, sleep and wash, all of which affects your three primary cores: health, stamina and deadeye. Haven't slept in a while? Then watch your stamina deteriorate quicker. Haven't eaten much lately? Well, your health isn't going to be as high as you'd like. Need to concentrate on your deadeye? Well, have a fag or a brandy. At first I felt like these mechanics would become tedious and annoying, but it honestly doesn't. I enjoy going out and hunting, either for myself or for my camp. I've spent plenty of hours fishing and I regularly take the time to change my clothes and shave. It just makes the game feel more natural and executed in a way that somehow doesn't become boring. This system continues with your horse, which in Red Dead Redemption 2 is a real living creature. You again have to feed and clean it, and spending the time bonding with your horse means he or she will respond to you better. Your horse also acts as storage. You can only carry so many weapons and provisions on your person, the rest lives on your horse. The only time this becomes frustrating is when you leave your horse and totally forget to pick up your favourite shotgun. Talking of shotguns, the gunplay for me is just perfect. It's not too difficult and it's not particularly easy either. Guns feel weighty and each handled differently. Gun deterioration can be frustrating, primarily as it felt like my gun would only ever be dirty and blocked during an important shootout. Of course, if you're getting overwhelmed, you can activate Deadeye, your super slow-mo cowboy sense thing. Deadeye upgrades over time, unlocking more targeting abilities, eventually highlighting enemy weak spots so you can choose exactly how to execute. As you would expect in a Rockstar game, the caliber of the performance from the stellar cast is spectacular. We see a few familiar faces from the franchise, but our protagonist, Arthur Morgan, deserves special recognition. Actor Roger Clark delivers his lines expertly, and easily encapsulates Arthur's conflicted gunslinger character. To be honest, each cast member's performance is notably excellent, with fantastic dialogue and writing throughout.
Ain't from there.
Oh, you were. Well, I definitely saw you with a bunch of fellers.
Me? No. Impossible. Listen, buddy, come here for a minute.
I saw you.
Come here.
Come, get!
We follow the story of the infamous Van der Linde gang, with Dutch as the leader. Arthur is almost his right-hand man, looking out for Dutch and the members of his gang. Dutch takes kind of a good guy antagonist role, and although a tad long-winded, the story twists and turns, dividing the morals of Arthur, Dutch and the rest of the campmates. I feel like it's one of the best stories in a Rockstar game for a while, and although the narrative doesn't quite compare with some of today's big hitters, I enjoyed following the gang's tale.
I guess I'm just worried. I ain't got that long, Dutch. I want folks safe before I go.
Me too.
Now we are...
However, as I said at the beginning, the game has some negatives. Everything often feels very slow and long-winded. You're often forced to sit through long, dragged-out horseback rides, and the lack of an efficient fast travel system only accentuates this. I also feel like the game does a terrible job of explaining any of its mechanics. I regularly found myself googling everything in the early hours, and anytime it does give you an instruction, the text box flashes on the screen so quickly you'd need super slow-mo vision to read it. With the game being so close to perfection, the faults just feel more frustrating. That being said, I thoroughly enjoyed my time with Red Dead Redemption 2, and I'm continuing to enjoy it. There's just something charming and special about the world Rockstar have created. I'm simply smitten with the game. The real test now will be how well the online mode keeps to the tone set by the campaign.